Okay, hi everybody. Today we had an awesome opportunity to do a live presentation, an event with the Cutler Bay Business Association, and that presentation was based on Facebook monetization. One of the topics that continued to echo through the room um, prior to the presentation, during the presentation, is a legitimate concern that people have in regards to keeping their personal life and their business life kind of separate. The reason I say that is one of the tips that I give people for monetization on Facebook is to make sure they collect, gather, or interact and build a healthy friends list of acquaintances. But of course, people are naturally concerned with how to keep the two separate. So, what I'm going to show you is how to create a post that separates your personal life or your private post that you want to send strictly to friends and from your acquaintances. And it's pretty simple. I went in and I started to create a post. And if I say, everyone have, here we go, have a great evening, for example. Now, my last post was friends. This will go to my friends except acquaintances. And the way I was able to select that, I have an option of choosing public, which is anyone on or off Facebook can be able to get to this post. Then there's, of course, friends. Friends would include people who are in the acquaintance category. And then there's friends except acquaintances. So when I select that as an option, I'm able to exclude acquaintances. It'll actually draw up a list. Acquaintances will be the default mark, but then I could go through and I can also handpick and select other individuals that aren't in the acquaintance category and also exclude those too. And then I would hit save changes and it would exclude it would load them up and exclude. I'm going to go ahead and give an example. Hopefully none of my friends are watching this and go, "Hey, why'd you pick me?" I'm going to go with my good buddy Alan Quigley here. Alan Quigley. And I'm going to X off Alan too, and I'm going to save changes. And now I have friends except acquaintances and Alan Quigley. So as a result, when I create this post, my friends will see it, but acquaintances won't, and Alan Quigley won't as well. Now, question that's raised is how do I get those folks into the acquaintance category? So I'm going to go ahead over to my friends list here. It's going to ask me if I want to leave this page because it started a post. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. Go over to my friends page and I'm going to show you most everyone has by default already set up by Facebook an area that's tagged acquaintances. This is a default setting that Facebook gives you, and that's why it's integrated and tied into the system. Now, I'm going to go ahead and click that acquaintance list. And I have roughly about here 172 people that I've interacted with, networked with, and I've put into the acquaintance category. Now, how did they get into that category? Well, when I went to my list and I said manage my list, I'm going to go ahead and edit this list. It'll come up by default and show me everybody that's on the list. So if I mistakenly put someone on the list that shouldn't be on the list, I can simply just check them off with the check mark, and then they'll no longer be on the list. Let's just use my good buddy here, Anthony. Anthony is no longer on the acquaintance list. So that means that Anthony now will be in the friends category. And so when I say accept Anthony, he'll still be able to get those posts. Just trying to close out all these notifications. Edit list. Get back in here. I do apologize for clicking off that. Now let's go and look at my regular friends list. Now remember, I took Anthony off the list, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to look up Anthony again, and there he is, sitting with no check mark. I check him on. He's now on the list. As you can see, there are other people. Here's another one, Anthony Bernard. He is a friend of mine, but I have him in the acquaintance category. And as a result, being in the acquaintance category, when I create posts and I use that filter to tell Facebook, hey, this post should not be seen by to anyone who's in that acquaintance list, they will not only will they not receive the post in their news feed, but they also will not be able to go to your timeline and see it as well. It'll be on your timeline. You'll see it. Other friends who were targeted will see it, but the acquaintance won't. This is important. And I'm going to go ahead and pick on my father for a minute. Sometimes I post information that's really business related, and then my father will see it and he'll say, "Hey, what's this thing that where you were at the restaurant?" So it shows up in his news feed. So I do go through at times, and when I'm creating posts, I might go in and create a post that would otherwise exclude. And this would go to just my acquaintances. So I actually go to the list. I'm on the acquaintance list, and then I type in something, and not only the acquaintance see it. Same to be said and held true for. Let me go to another list. I have a list here, I believe, for I'm a member of the Homestead Soft Aid. Yeah, I'm a member of the Soft Aid Chamber. I can go into that list. And if I was to create a post in here as well, this would only go to people on that list, or I can go back over to my newsfeed. There's so many different ways to do things in Facebook. I can go back to Facebook itself, go right over into Facebook, give it a second here, and just begin to create a post. Go into that, get the drop down. There we go. Ah, still has my poor friend Alan on the list, and it's bouncing all over the place. I'm not using my preferred laptop this evening, so I'm gonna skip past that for a second here. I'm just gonna type something to get my computer to behave itself. Here we go. And go to the more category. I can go with specific friends, only me, or I can choose see all. And then I can go through that list. I can also build a custom list. Here we are, South Dade Chamber Friends. I select that. Bingo. Now this post would only go to that group. So my father wouldn't see those posts because he's not in that particular group. So that is, I want you just to imagine for a minute how powerful that truly is. Being able to create a series of various lists, putting people into different categories, writing posts, and then targeting those posts at those individuals. In fact, you're going to get a better reach and range and better engagement in utilizing targeted lists versus letting Facebook's algorithm make an assumption that the message is for everyone. You really will diminish the reach when you do that. Not That's just a note on a personal level. Business is completely different, but my attempt here was to try to educate you on making the separation between the difference. And he says he commented on a photo that you were tagged in. I was tagged in a photo. Whoa. I'm going to leave this and go see what photo I was tagged in. I was supposed to be tagged in a photo. Okay. And it was this. I didn't know I got tagged today. Okay. Yes, I did. It was the Facebook social Jedi. Oh, I'm a Jedi master. Excellent. Thank you, Danielio, sharing his expertise. That was the luncheon that we did today. So excellent. I'm going to go ahead and like Robert, and let me find out who Rick Morgan is. And Rick Morgan. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I believe this gentleman might have been at the event today. I'm not sure. So I'm going to add him as a friend, but I'm also going to I'm going to hover over his name here. Because remember what I told you, I don't want to just add him as a friend. I want to put him into that acquaintance category. Okay. And so you've seen it live in living color, how you utilize and maximize on Facebook list. Have a good one.